On a chilly evening, as a gentle drizzle fell, the glow of gas station lights reflected off the wet streets of Los Angeles. Elon Musk, known for his kindness off-screen, stopped by to refuel his car. Everything seemed routine until something caught his attention. A young pregnant woman, visibly exhausted, tirelessly moving back and forth, carrying heavy boxes and assisting customers at the pumps. She barely had a moment to rest. What Elon did next left everyone at the station stunned and completely transformed the woman's night. You won't believe the impact of his actions. Get ready for a story that will touch your heart and restore your faith in kindness. Before we continue, let us know where you're watching from. And if you enjoy inspiring stories like this, subscribe to the channel. There's another special story coming tomorrow. The night in Los Angeles was calm, yet carried an unspoken sadness. On a quiet street, a gas station flickered with red and blue neon lights reflecting off the damp pavement. For most, it was just another place to stop for fuel, but for Hannah, it meant survival. 7 months pregnant, Hannah moved with determination between the pumps, wiping windshields and checking oil for hurried customers. Her thin jacket and worn-out uniform offered little warmth against the cold, but she couldn't afford to worry about that. Tonight's earnings were crucial to keeping a roof over her and her daughter's heads. Under the station's awning, Lily, her 8-year-old daughter, sat on a plastic chair, shielded from the drizzle. Her tiny fingers gripped a worn red pencil as she carefully filled the pages of an old activity book. Beside her, only 2 other short pencils, one blue and one yellow, remained. With so little, Lily focused deeply, creating drawings that held a deeper meaning than mere sketches. As Hannah worked, the quiet hum of an engine echoed through the station. A sleek black Tesla rolled up smoothly to one of the pumps. Elon Musk, dressed in a dark jacket, stepped out with practiced ease. He ran a hand through his slightly damp hair and took in his surroundings, his gaze landing on Hannah. He observed the way she efficiently cleaned a windshield, maintaining a polite smile despite her visible fatigue. Then, his attention shifted to Lily, deeply focused on her sketch, as if it was the most important thing in the world. Intrigued, Elon walked over to the child and glanced at her drawing. It was simple but detailed: a kitchen with steaming pots, a table in the center, and a counter with a blank sign. Elon leaned in slightly, noticing how carefully Lily was sketching a specific part that remained unfinished. "Do you like to draw?" he asked gently. Lily looked up, briefly surprised by his presence, then nodded shyly. "I draw places I want to go." Elon smiled. "And this place, what is it?" Lily hesitated, squeezing the red pencil in her small hand, as if choosing her words carefully. Before she could answer, Hannah appeared, wiping her hands on her apron. "Lily, don't bother the gentleman," she said with a polite smile. "She's not bothering me," Elon replied calmly. "I was just learning about her drawings and the places she dreams of visiting." Hannah gave him a look of curiosity mixed with caution, but before she could say more, a car honked at the next pump. "Excuse me," she said, turning to attend to the customer. Elon remained still for a moment, watching as Hannah rushed back to work. His eyes then returned to Lily, who continued sketching, adding tiny details to her drawing. There was something about that unfinished space in her picture, something that carried more than just pencil strokes. It held a dream, and Elon was about to uncover what it meant. Hannah finished wiping the last windshield of the night, but her movements had slowed. The weight of her pregnancy pressed against her lower back, sending waves of pain through her body with every step. She tried to mask her discomfort, but her face betrayed her exhaustion. As the last customer drove away, She leaned lightly against one of the pumps, closing her eyes to hold back tears. It wasn't just the physical strain. It was the emotional weight of nights like these. From a distance, Elon noticed but didn't approach immediately. He watched as she adjusted her uniform and forced a smile before turning back to the station counter. Lily, still sitting in her chair, looked up at her mother with concern. "Are you okay, Mama?" she asked softly. "I'm fine, sweetheart," Hannah replied, forcing a smile as she sat beside her daughter. Elon, sensing the hesitation in Hannah's voice, finally stepped forward. "Excuse me," he said gently. "Do you need help with something? You seem tired." Hannah looked at him, surprised, but instinctively shook her head. "Thank you, but I'm fine. It's just a little back pain. It's normal during pregnancy." Elon's expression remained kind. "Normal shouldn't mean constant." Hannah lowered her gaze. "There's not much to be done. It's just life." Elon crouched slightly, keeping a respectful distance. "Do you do this every night?" She nodded. "2 nights a week here, and in the mornings, I clean offices. It's how I pay rent and keep Lily in school." Elon was silent for a moment, processing her words. "And when do you rest?" he asked softly. Hannah let out a humorless chuckle. "Rest? I don't have time for that. Bills don't wait, and with the baby coming, I have to work even more. There's no other choice." Elon's voice dropped to a near whisper. "It shouldn't have to be this way." Hannah met his gaze for the first time, exhaustion written all over her face. "But it is, at least for me." Lily, listening quietly, placed her small hand over her mother's. "You do everything for me, Mama." Hannah's expression softened, but her eyes welled with tears. "Because you're all that matters, Lily. You're the reason I keep going." Elon observed them, realizing that Hannah carried more than just the burden of pregnancy and endless shifts. She carried the weight of securing her daughter's future. "Sometimes," Hannah admitted, her voice breaking slightly, "I wonder if I'm doing enough. If one day she'll look back and think that I just fought, but never truly lived." Lily squeezed her mother's hand. "You give me everything, Mama." Hannah smiled, but a shadow flickered across her eyes. Elon noticed. "And her father?" he asked gently. Hannah hesitated. Then, in a quiet voice, she said, "He left when he found out I was pregnant again." Elon felt a knot tighten in his chest. "He said he couldn't handle another responsibility, that it was already hard enough with one child," she whispered. "So, he packed his things and left." Lily's eyes were filled with sadness, but she remained silent. Hannah squeezed her daughter's hand in comfort. Elon exhaled deeply. "And you? What did you do after that?" Hannah straightened her shoulders. "I kept going, because I had no choice." Elon watched her, feeling something shift within him. He knew he had to do something. What he was about to do would change everything, for Hannah, for Lily, and for everyone who witnessed it.